How's it going, guys? It's me, the Domotaku, here today to talk about new series in the summer 2016 season, Planetarian. The ONA, actually, technically. I don't know what ONA is. I know what OVA is, but I never looked up what ONA is. Anyways, we're talking about Planetarian Episode 1. Now, interestingly enough, Planetarian Episode 1, the Planetarian series in general is 5 episodes only. That's what you guys have been telling me, so thank you guys for telling me. So I'm well informed how short the series is, and I was also unaware of how short the episodes were. Meaning that this episode was only like 18 to 18 minutes long, I believe. Not exactly 24, 22, or the lengthy episodes we always get. But it was pretty short, or shorter than usual, and that kind of interests me. But to exactly how short the visual novel is, or not the visual novel, the series is in general, and to see how things only took 16 episodes to get like the first chapter, meaning that they label these episodes as chapters, interesting enough. But yeah, it's really short, and there's only 4 more episodes, and then the movie comes out. The movie, you're gonna have to wait. And I apologize for anyone who is an expert in Planetarian and the visual novel. I am not an expert. I cannot afford to get the visual novel back in the day, and not even to this day I couldn't get it and play it before the animators. So I'm sorry, but I still enjoyed episode 1. So episode 1, interestingly enough, it starts off really interestingly enough in the beginning of what's her Yumemi's perspective in the beginning, before this so-called apocalypse or sort of attack thing happened. The apocalypse, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it basically shows her starting off her job in the astronomy mall thing, where she's woken up, or first turned on, and then she's introduced to the staff, and then eventually she becomes really friendly and does her work. And then afterwards we see her starting off, it's like, oh, you maybe went to go on a trip, you had to stay here and then wait until us to come back. And then we saw like all those people in like hazmat suits and soldiers and whatnot, and like shit was going down. And then afterwards nothing happened. They never came back, but Yumi always woke up into her planetarium thing, her battery seat thing, and she always came up, and there's no humans at all. Then it transitions to the Junker, who I don't have a name for this dude except the Junker, or Mr. Customer, that he comes across this planetarium, and Yumemi, after being chased by some robots, so like there's some shit going on down here, and like freaking robots and like an abandoned city, and he's just out there searching for supplies because he's a junker. And he runs into Yumemi, who's like trying to give him a freaking bouquet of like flowers, but not like flowers, like freaking hearts. And then trying to show him the planetarium around, and like it's funny. I like Yumemi. Yumemi's adorable considering how she doesn't know about the outside world. She's innocent, but this guy who's just like, oh, it's a freaking robot, and he's like hesitant to pick up his freaking grenade launcher or something like that to shoot them. It's freaking hilarious how these two interact, like just this innocent person and then this person who's like, the world is effed up right now. So yeah, Yumemi tries to show him the planetarium, the show, I forgot what the machine's name was. I think it's Jenna, like the planetarium star showing thing, but then it doesn't work, and then that was kind of disappointing. But afterwards Junker guy's like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. And then like apparently he's heard of Yumemi before. One of his Junker friends is like, oh, one of the most things I hated in this thing was the city was to meet that robot. And it's like, what robot? And this robot. So interestingly enough, I'm really interested in this relationship between the Junker and Yumemi, because in the trailers, the PV trailers, of course I see that the Junker cares a lot about Yumemi, and I'm assuming that he wants to try and take her out of the planetarium, but she can't because of her battery source thing. And of course she's also old, and she's talking about how some of her functions are really old and torn down and whatnot, so maybe that she can't really go outside. She's stuck in the planetarium forever. But aside from that, in the end episode of course signifies that the Junker will come back, and of course, he's trying to leave this, the Yumemi, and it's like, forget this robot, she talks too much, and I just want to go my own business and leave her here. But of course, Yumemi's like, oh, hopefully you can go down to our shopping thing downstairs and shop before you wait for the next show, and then here's a discount and whatnot, and just come back. She's lonely, she's alone, she's been waiting for people to come back when they said they would come back, but no, she's all alone. And it's kind of sad actually, if I think about it that way, how she's just patiently waiting for someone to come back. Even though she's a robot, she has, she's just doing what she's told, and that's about it. And like, she's talking about to the Junker, like, oh, we robots are here to serve and make you, please you and whatnot and all that stuff. And this Junker guy's just like full of it, and like, you know, he takes the ticket, he's like, okay, fine, I'll be back, and he walks off in the distance, and that's where the episode ends. So, of course, from what I can get of this, the junker guy will come back, and I'm assuming that he's gonna build some sort of relationship with Mami, and sort of like, you know, get to like not feels like love for her, but like, you know, become like sort of, I don't know how to phrase this. It's like become attracted towards her, or interested in her, or intrigued in her, and I can't leave her alone and whatnot because she's all alone in this planetarium doing whatever. So, you know, first impression wise, for someone who hasn't played the visual novel, I don't know if this is like pretty thing for someone who has played the visual novel, but it's pretty good still, in fact. And I don't know about the soundtrack. The soundtrack, like it has that key tone to it and whatnot, and you know, like Mami is freaking adorable. So anyways, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed our first impressions video for one, because you know the episode was short, so I don't have too much to talk about. It was pretty straightforward. You know, guy meets robots. They awkwardly talk to each other, and the other guy wants to leave. That's about it. So yeah, I don't exactly know the extent of this world and this setting. For one, I could tell that, you know, there is more other survivors other than the junker. He has to collect stuff for his group, most likely. He's collecting a bunch of stuff. He has companion other junkers that he talks to, so there must be a lot of a survivor group out there somewhere. There's robots terrorizing the stranded city. I don't know if it's like some kind of Terminator thing where like they're all doing whatever, or like this is like some kind of attack from other people or whatnot. But you know, in between this fighting and destroyed world is Mami, the lonely girl who's waiting for humans to come back and see the stars in the planetarium, which is really sad. So that's it for this impression. I really like Planetarian. You know, I'm really sad that I had to wait for this movie to find the conclusion to this series, but you know, we'll see how the series goes for 5 episodes. So anyways guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, because there's a lot more other series I gotta go do my first impressions on for this new season. It just took me some time to figure out that this is being streamed by Funimation, so I could not use my country rules. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So anyways guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video on the Don't Taku Anime channel. If you guys liked the video, like it for Planetarian and Mami, because Mami's adorable, and you know, she's just waiting for the guest, Mr. Customer, you guys. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll see you guys on the next video on the Don't Taku Anime channel. So take care guys, and matane.